All right, guys, today we have a pretty cool car. This is a HSV VT Series 1 GTS. Only 399 of these ever made, and this particular one is number 69. It is in Bermuda Blue Series 1, which means it is the Holden 5 litre. Just a few things in here. HSV dash that goes to 250. This particular one is a smoker's pack, and that alone is pretty rare. So there's an extra cigarette lighter and an ashtray. Obviously, this one's automatic. The big thing with these cars, though, with these beautiful seats, I really, really like them. I mean, look how tailored these are, and the pattern is so 90s. Very, very cool. HSV logo just there. This one has been enjoyed a little bit, 239,000 Ks. There's that pattern that continues through there. Normally I do this bit at the end, but this time I'm just going to show you around outside. There's a better view of the seats, and if we just have a quick walk around on the outside there, very, very good looking car. Factory height. The only modification this car has, other than the radio, which you probably see, is an exhaust. Very cool car. 220 kilowatt Holden 5 litre, so this has been stroked by Harrop to 5.7 litres, like a lot of the other GTSs that I've had on the channel. Original wheels. Other than that, looking very, very tidy, especially for the kilometres. It's all original. GTS badging there. One of my favourite styling highlights is the rear here with this GTS logo. A little HSV stuff there. There's the 220 fuel injected. Very, very good looking car. Sounds absolutely fantastic. And I'll just pop the bonnet quickly. HSV pedals while we're down there. We pop the bonnet. Here is our 220 kilowatt 5.7 litre Holden V8, built in Australia, the very, very last model this motor ever came in. So pretty cool. And if we start it up, it is one of the, there we go, it is one of the best sounding cars Holden ever made. Anyway, let's take it for a drive. Now it is, again, a very special car, one of 399. So at the, do these windows up so you can hear me. At the time this car was released rather, it was the fastest car that HSV had ever made, which is pretty crazy. That didn't last long. Obviously, the Series 2 VT had the LS1, and then the VX had the Callaway motor. But the main drive with these cars is the sound. They just sound absolutely fantastic, these things. They're just so much fun. I actually have a VT 5 litre, only a Calais, so it's not quite as cool as this. This car, and it actually drives surprisingly different. It's holding the gears a little bit. I'll turn the power off there. Yes, drives surprisingly different. This one's got a different steering rack in it. They meant to have the same, but this one has been swapped over at some stage. But they're very cool cars, and very rare now. And even I remember when I was on my Ps, VT HSVs were really not worth that much money, but I really think that these ones are going to be the collector's items. Anything with the Holden built V8s, the Australian built ones, because, well, you know, don't get me wrong, the LS ones are a lot faster, but the Holden 5 litres, they have a bit of magic. I mean, if you're not familiar with these engines, Holden ran these, some sort of variation of this, all the way from, you know, the 60s, the 308. I mean, I know it's not the exact same motor, but they're sort of brother and sister. And it's pretty cool that Holden was able to run these for so long. One thing about this car, it's not the most fuel efficient, as I'm sure you can guess. It says that we're doing 13.5 litres, but the owner tells me that that's a bit of rubbish. This car normally does about 300 to a tank, but again, that's really no surprise for being a Holden 5 litre, is it? Anyone that's driven any of these cars, especially one that's been tickled like this has by Harrop, with all that extra torque and stuff, that's no surprise. But they're very cool cars, these, and again, they just sound fantastic. It's just such a weird combination of car, like I've said in my VT Calais video, of old running gear in new body. But yeah, it drives really good, especially as I switch, oh no, especially for the kilometers. 239. Great car. I love the seats, they feel fantastic. One thing that's quite odd though is because this is the Series 1, I don't think Holden, I'm not sure, it doesn't feel that different, if I'm completely honest, from a normal VT executive. For example, we've still got our dials and knobs here that any VT executive would have. We do have our badge there, and we do have the smokers pack, which is pretty rare, and we do have a little fog lights button. But other than that, it's the same. All this color is the same. Obviously the cluster and steering wheel are different, but it's not that different than a normal, you know, it's clearly based on a Commodore. Still has the plastic handles as well. And these are all, you know, very normal, but that's what HSV was. I mean, they would get a base model or maybe a Bellina or a Calais or whatever and turn that into the HSV. So very cool car, and it actually featured on Top Gear. It was one of the first cars that they sort of talked about from HSV, which is pretty cool. Jeremy Clarkson talked about it, said it was similar to a Vauxhall Carlton, I think it was, Vauxhall Carlton, and a Vauxhall Omega. And Richard Hammond also did a video on the VT GTS, but not this one, the Series 2 with the LS1, and he said that the styling was very striking and anything but subtle, and he's completely right. It really is like that. If you're wondering what I'm doing there is a power button next to the shifter here, obviously only on the automatics. It just makes the car hold the gears a little bit longer. You probably wouldn't want to be driving all the time with that on, just because it'll drink fuel, but just for a few minutes we can try it. But again, 0 to 100 in 6 seconds, which in the late 90s was very quick. So yeah, very cool car, love the styling. I will do a proper overview of this car, but yeah, that's about it. All right, we'll do one highway pull, which I do have permission for the owner. Our power is on, because this is... It sounds tough as old nails, and I really do love these old cars. They are gorgeous. Hope you guys enjoyed the old VT GTS. Very special car. It really is properly special, and I've really enjoyed my time with it. And I seem to be driving a lot of GTSs lately. I've even got a few more booked. Very, very cool cars, and the seats really set this car apart. They're my favorite thing, the seats and the running gear, and just such a cool experience to drive a car as rare and as special as this. So I really thank Dan for lending me the car for the day. Very, very generous, very cool car, and yeah, I'm very, very fortunate to be able to spend some time in a car like this. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys would like your car on the channel, then please feel free to reach out, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. I gotta be honest, I am loving doing this. I could do this all day.